What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys my watch list for this upcoming week, the last week of August trading before we go into the month of September. So like I said, we're going to go into this, talk about a few different things that happened on Friday. You guys must have seen Jackson Hole in Wyoming, Jerome Powell and a few others were speaking as well. And that, like I said, then we're going to go into my watch list for the stocks to watch for this upcoming week. So to start off with, Jackson Hole. Well, as you guys probably know, the news wasn't great. We did get news that in the near future, potentially rate hikes could increase just as soon as November, if you look at the data. And we also got news that the pandemic money is finally starting to run out. We're finally starting to be out of the pandemic money. So, as I said, rate cuts have been put on hold. Rate hikes could be seen as soon as November. And right now, I think it's honestly a time where cash is king. There are a lot of stocks moving, day to day, up, down, whichever way. Look, if I pick up Tesla, for example, look at the past 5 days, up, down, bad, up again, finishing the week up. So it's like a bit of a time where you need to prepare to just hold cash because that's probably the best option in many cases. So let's jump over to trading view either way. And one thing I did want to highlight before I go into my watch list is, you guys know the US market is the biggest in the world. Secondly is China. China right now is seeing a different situation to what we're seeing in the US. In the US, you're seeing a lot of inflation, right? In China, you're seeing deflation. So, for example, the value of your money is actually increasing. And it's a bit strange because their economy is not so stable at this time, but I did want to put that out there. So just so you don't think that everywhere in the world, inflation is increasing. It's not the case. Like I said, China, the second biggest market, it's deflation that's occurring right now. So just keep that in mind when you're trading. Anyway, I'm going to jump into my watch list for this week. Right, here is Tesla. Tesla is stuck in this little channel now. I wouldn't say it bounced, but it started uptrending after not fully breaking below the 200 moving average. And like I said, it's starting to uptrend, but it's kind of stuck in this channel. So I'm kind of waiting to see if it breaks out of this channel, breaks it up above the 9-day moving average and starts uptrending. Otherwise, I'll just wait to see which direction it goes. And when we get a clear sense of direction, then I'll probably swing Tesla. As you saw here, clear sense of direction above the moving averages, calls. Here, below the moving averages, then crossing to the downside, puts. Now we're kind of in that channel again, and we could be expecting a big break to the upside or the downside as well. That's the first stock to watch. Now let's jump into a few others. I'm going to go with Amazon. Now, why am I going with Amazon? We just started to break below the moving averages, closed below them a couple of days in a row. But what I really want to highlight with Amazon is, if we zoom out a little bit and draw a trend line, you can see that we're kind of bouncing on this trend line. So, here I'm doing something which I don't always do, but I sometimes do, is instead of using the moving averages now, I'm going to look at this trend line. Can we bounce on this trend line and start uptrending again? Yes, we're below both the 9 and 21-day moving average. But in this case, like I said, there is this trend line which you don't usually see unless you draw it yourself. And there, if we bounce on there, start uptrending, it could be time for calls with Amazon. If we break below, it could be down for puts onto my support, so about $7, $8 drop. So that's what I'm watching for Amazon this week. Next up, we're going to go with BA, Boeing Airlines. So Boeing kind of wicked off a previous resistance level and also support level. Now it's just trending in no man's land, is what I'd say. So why am I watching this? Because it could be on for puts all the way down to the moving average. It could be on puts down to this level of support. It could be on puts just for, it to reach this previous level of support / resistance. That's why I'm looking at Boeing. Why could I be looking at calls? Well, we had a nice close on Friday, a $6 gain. Is it time to start uptrending? It could potentially be, but I'm leaning towards the puts in this case. But like I said, calls could be on debt. I don't think they are, but I'm saying it's most likely going to be puts. And if not, again, calls could be on. So just make sure you watch that one. And if it does start uptrending, I'm seeing if it breaks above the moving averages or if it gets rejected and starts downtrending again. Moving on now, looking at NVDA. NVDA has been one of the most entertaining stocks to trade this year. So with NVIDIA, as you can see, it's starting to break down after a long bullish run. It's starting to break down. But if we're talking about trend lines, here's one for NVDA, right there. We break below trend line, could be more blood to this level of support, 406, which is a $54 drop. Either way, that is more long-term, let's say the next 30 days. This week, what I'd be looking at is see if it holds above these two moving averages. It did sell off last few days of last week, and I think it holds before it starts uptrending again. But if it breaks below the moving average, look, last time it broke below the moving average, it didn't hold. It started uptrending again. This time, if we break below both, we could be on for the puts. Look, you see here in August, first week of August, broke below the moving averages, but came back up straight away. Again, broke below, came back up. Third time, it could be lucky, or it could hold above the moving averages, fail to break, and it could be time for calls back up to the $500 level. So that's why I'm looking at NVIDIA. But like I said, do expect it to retest a trend line between around here and here. That's what I'll be looking at. Remember also, all of these stocks are going to be in the Discord. All of the different price points I'm looking at, price targets, reasons I'm trading them are going to be in the Discord. So come and check out the Discord, the Road Trading Academy, so you can look at those price points and get a better look. And remember, everything will be written down there so you can see it for yourself and look at the charts in the Discord. Come check out the Discord. So yeah, that's NVIDIA. Moving on now, QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. So with this, what I'm trying to see is similar story to NVIDIA, to be honest. If we fail to break above the moving average and we start downtrending further to around 355, that's a $9 drop for puts. Otherwise, if we break above, we could be on our way back up. That's what I'm looking at. It's pretty simple in this case. Breaking above the moving averages or getting rejected by the moving averages. That's what I'm looking at with QQQ. If we get rejected, we trend back down to previous levels of support. If we push up and break above, we could be reaching 372 very quickly. That's all I'm looking at for QQQ. Simplify your trading. It makes things a lot easier. Next up, Exxon. We're going to the energy sector. ExxonMobil, tick symbol XOM. I'm already in swings for this to the upside. Right, this is the reason why. We closed above the moving averages Friday. Look at the 4-hour chart. Nicely trending above all three moving averages. Looks like it's on its way up. We'll have to see how it opens tomorrow, but I have positive hopes for this one. I'm expecting a 111 price point and then eventually 114. If you go back to the daily chart, you can see this. So 111 around there and then eventually back up to 114. So top of that long red candle from before. Near where I have the arrow. That's my price targets for Exxon. If we fail to break above and hold above, we could be looking at puts back down to these levels of 106, 107, as we touched last week. We kind of wicked off those levels last week. 106, 106.17, those levels. But that's what I'll look at with this. Remember, when you look at Exxon, you can look at MRO, you can look at Oxy, you can look at others as well. Now on to one that I do mention quite often. I mentioned in Discord for long term. SoFi. SoFi, the job is very simple. It has been consolidating. Again, similarly to Tesla, it had its bullish run over a long period of time. Bullish run. Pulled back a little bit, again, a bullish run. Now it's sold off. It's a little bit oversold, slightly oversold, but we're consolidating. I'm waiting for it to break out. The breakout could be coming. Rose 2% on Friday. Not a lot because it's still stuck below the moving averages. But wait for that breakout. Once that breakout is confirmed, I'm getting into calls. I'm looking to trade it up to $9.50, eventually that $10 level. Over the next 20 to 30 days, I expect to see it pushing back up to that $9.50 level and then eventually $10. So I am watching SoFi. Please remember, none of this is financial advice. So some of the things I say could happen, some of them might not happen. But none of this is financial advice, just what I'm looking at. Now a couple more. Go to JP Morgan. It's pretty clear when you look at this chart what the pattern is, what's expected to happen. We broke below the moving averages in the first week of August, started downtrending, broke below my level of support. We then tried to push up a few times, and last couple of days of last week, wicked off the moving averages. So we got rejected by the moving averages. That's the daily chart. JP Morgan 4-hour chart tells a similar story. Every time we try and push above the moving average, we are getting rejected. Every time we try and break out towards the moving average, we're getting rejected and downtrending again, selling off again. So I'm seeing a lot of bearish momentum with this one. I'm looking at puts with JP Morgan. Now, the next question is, what price target? All right, here, the real price target is 140, so a $7 drop. But incrementally, we'll be looking at a drop to around 145, so that's a $2 drop. then around 143.40, 143.28. So between 143.30 and 143.40, and then eventually all the way down to 140 flat. Those are the price targets for JP Morgan. So there's 3 price targets for you. 145, let's say 143, and then 140. It's pretty simple with that one. It's puts, I mean, look at the last 9 trading days. You've had 2 green days. The rest have been red. That's the daily chart. You look at the weekly chart. 4 red weeks in a row. There you go. You saw the reversal. Who knows why the reversal occurred? And since then, since the end of July, we've just seen red. We've just seen bearish momentum. And of course, the monthly chart is going to tell you right now we're in a very red month for JP Morgan. Lastly, I'm going to go with PayPal, ticker symbol PYPL. PayPal, similar story to JP Morgan. We had a nice strong run. You know, you look at the monthly chart, it's been a red August and expect a red September as well. Look at the weekly chart, struggling to break above the moving average, starting to downtrend again. You know, it's never really pushed above that moving average and held above and continued going since back in, you know, the first week of August. Look at the daily chart. Similar story all around. We're failing to break above the moving average, so we're downtrending. Bearish momentum, bearish sentiment. I expect it to continue downtrending this week. The rejection of the moving average here tells you enough. Since earnings, when we gapped down, we've not recovered, and I don't expect it to recover anytime soon. However, that does give us an opportunity to invest in this for the long term. Why do I say that? Well, right now it's at $61. If you zoom out, look back a couple years, you can see that PayPal was all the way up at $280, $290, almost at $300. So it's way oversold right now. It's giving us a chance for an entry for a longer term play. And this is one which I think I'm going to break down in another video a lot more in depth because PayPal is not going anywhere. Sure, short term, it's suffering, struggling. Longer term, it's not going anywhere. They've still got hundreds of millions, if not, in fact, they've got billions, a couple billion in cash, still got revenue growth forecasted. I don't see PayPal going anywhere. You know, we all use it for whatever reason or another. But like I said, long term, it looks good. This is a buying opportunity. Short term, we can make money off it with puts. So that's mainly the stocks I'm watching for this upcoming week. That's about 10 stocks left for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys drop that thumbs up. It is much appreciated. As always, make sure to comment on the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're watching. Let me know if you're just ready and excited for this week. Let me know if you're looking forward to a great September as well. And of course, share the video with your friends. It's much appreciated. You know, getting these videos out to more people, helping more people understand what we do in the market, all that kind of stuff is much appreciated. And lastly, but not least, make sure you guys come and check out the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, we do stock breakdowns like this. We live trade every day. We look deeper into different stocks and reasons why we're trading them, why we're investing in them, all that good stuff, and much more in the Discord. And if you'd like to know how to write stock options, purchase stock options, what kind of trading strategies I use, all that kind of stuff, come and check out the Stock Option Starter Pack. The link is in the description below. I believe that's the second link there. It has 10 videos that you'll have access to for life, so go and check it out. And lastly, follow me on all socials at The Wealth Prince on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, all the same handle. And make sure you guys are back here next time for another video. Looking forward to another great trading week, finishing August strong. Thanks a lot for watching. That's it from me. I got into making, you got into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.